wants to throw. It's Manning. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Wants to fire on second down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it's incomplete, going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Makes the catch. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Well, how's that for being aggressive? Early in the game, fourth down, in your own territory, and you go for it. And then your offense is able to come up with the big play, generate a ton of momentum, and stay on the field. That is impressive.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. And the Longhorns want to crank the tempo. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Throws for the tight end. It's gone. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
The Longhorns are on the move. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Catch in the middle. It's Wingo. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, we'll take that throw all day.
He'll take it himself. And he picks up enough for the first down. We'll see if they get another snap here in the first quarter. We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Quarterback keeper. And he's loose. He'll start this drive going to the air. Got his man quickly.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find their rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. You can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here in the game.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And the Longhorns come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Manning. And as he throws, finds a man on the left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? From the gun, wants to pass. Looking for a deep man. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come-to-Jesus about their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the...
Wants to go up top on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Lockett. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Throws to the tight end. Complete in the middle. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Fires to the right. He's got an open man. Just like that. A huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8.
You can just see the command this guy has of the offense. He's been picking this defense apart, matriculating the ball down the field. He's now got him in the red zone, close to the goal line. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep letting him throw it.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some...
Touchdown, Texas! One more snap coming before halftime. Dropping back, it's Dampier. He lets one fly deep. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great scene today in Seattle. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these two programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been a very evenly played game. Fascinating to see how the rest of this one plays out. And with that, let's head back to the gorgeous Pacific Northwest and the fellas at UW.
So much for the wet ball drill. He muffed it, and it's loose on the ground. He'll bring it out. It's Gibson. He brought that thing out. Even able to get back to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Finds his big tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. To throw, it's Dampier. Hauls it in. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback keeps it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Lockett. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Trying to get behind the defense. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it first and goal. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Longhorns trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. They want to run this quarterback. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
On the move. Touchdown, Longhorn! To the air on first down. Finds us back in the middle. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Offense will try to strike on first and 10. Back to throw. It's Dampier. Fires to the tight end. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. And the Longhorns come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed. Got some room headed to the goal line. The Longhorns just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. He's got his man, makes the grab. Finds his way up just short of the 40 to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. First down here for the offense. A run for the quarterback. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Second down, he'll throw it. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Okay, Jesse, this is a little bit of a tight spot. You'd love to be aggressive enough to get the first down, but you've got to take care of the ball first.
No doubt. I was going to say, ball security is at a premium. You cannot turn the football over at this point. The defense has 3 timeouts left, David, so probably conservative play calling here. You're expecting them to try to run to ice this game.
Conservative, I know they're going to be aggressive, but I also know that one first down ends this football game.
They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. New set of downs after the completion. To the air, it's Dampier. Unloads to the right. Got a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Texas! This offense has it with really good field position. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Throws toward the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could...
Going for it all. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And what a drive this has been so far by the defense. offense, of course, they're in their own end of the field. They're sort of in that fringe area, and they forced 2 straight incompletions. If they could force another one right here, it'd make it really tough on their opponent to kick a field.
A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown! With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, when you